Hey guys, what's up? My name is Anthony. Welcome to another edition of BNA Sports Talk, and today I want to talk about the Yankees. I do my Yankees update every single month during the season. Obviously, we haven't had a season, so that's why I have been doing it, but I plan to do these about every 2 weeks. Just a short little 7 to 10 minute segment talking about where the Yankees are right now and where they're going, and basically try to hype everyone up. There's not like an analytical thing where I mention different stats and things like that, but speaking about stats, I have done my player profile projections for the Yankees, just the starting 9 so far, and then tomorrow or the next day I'll probably have my pitching numbers up, and I'll cheat a little bit. Obviously with the Garrett Cole, we won 4-1, but I'll have those up. But definitely do check out my Instagram at BNA Sports. But without further ado, let's get into today's video, because there's some news going on. The Yankees won 4-1. We looked fairly impressive. We have the best roster in the league, I believe. That's what I believe. But there's a 16-game playoff now, and what pissed me off in the beginning of this whole thing was just like, oh, a team can't lose 3 games, a team can't lose 3 games in a row, or else they're pretty much eliminated, right? You know that multiple teams are going to lose 3 games in a row, and they're still going to make the playoffs. What if this is conceivable? What if every single team loses 4 or 5 games in a row? You telling me no teams are going to make the playoffs? Yeah, so that's just a flaw. I mean, obviously it's worth more or whatever, but people are trying to hype it up to like something like you can't recover from. Do you know what's just as easy as losing 5 games? Winning 5 games. So now with these 16 teams, it's obviously going to throw a wrench into it. You have, the Rays are going to be in. Now there's multiple more teams that could potentially upset us. There's, 16 playoff teams. That's more than half the league making it. I don't love it because it kind of delegitimizes the entire season. I would have rather if they expanded, go to like 12 to 14. Because we're kind of had in the back of our heads, like, what happens if a lot of players get injured and the Yankees don't make the playoffs? That was kind of in the back of the head of a lot of Yankees fans, but now that's not going to happen. There's no scenario where the Giants or the Dodgers don't make the playoffs, barring like COVID or something, like rampaging the entire team. So I don't think this is a great move by the MLB. I don't think they should have introduced it. I don't think they should have left the taste in our mouth. There are some rules that I like. There's some rules that I don't like. I like the universal DH, but I don't like the player on second base in the 10th inning. I would rather it start being implemented towards the 12th, because after really the 12th, that's when the game starts dragging on. I wouldn't mind just a regular 10th or 11th inning. Have 2 frames where it's normal sudden death. What are you trying to limit exposure because of coronavirus? Yeah, you're trying to limit exposure. Yeah, they're breathing on each other, whatever. They're playing sports for 2.5 hours. So an extra 30 minutes is going to kill them. That's what's really going to, dig the knife in. I know Juan Soto tested positive. Now, you're not too sure if he infected Washington people who infected Yankees people, and that's going to trickle down. That's an important thing. You have to have those testings down and things like that. I agree with that. But, 2.5 hours versus 3 hours isn't going to make much of a difference. The real difference it's going to make is with pitching, and now that it's a tighter schedule, games matter more, things like that. And my predictions are completely irrelevant. I made my playoff predictions, but based on my playoff predictions and my standings, I'm going to basically just redo it. So on the screen right now, you can see my updated playoffs for this upcoming season. Didn't really change a lot, but it may throw a little bit of a wrench into things. You have some interesting teams that could make it, and it would be a good playoff experience for our Blue Jays, but there's still going to be no fans in the stands, so it's not really amazing experience. And if you're the Yankees, what team do you choose? Do you choose the Red Sox, or do you choose a team like the Texas Rangers that may sneak in, or like an Angels that sneak in? If I'm taking a look at the Blue Jays, I'm thinking like, oh, maybe like we play them, but then you lose 1 game head to head, and then all of a sudden you're right on eggshells. I know I think we have a better team, like as far as roster and pitching and everything like that, than the Blue Jays. But what if they get hot? In my opinion, let's just pick the Red Sox. Let's beat them mano a mano. Let's kill them while they're down. Let's hit them while they're down. That's going to be very interesting. Let's choose the Red Sox to play. I think that, it would be a very interesting choice, because we're going to win the division. And we're probably going to be, number 1 or number 2 seed. It would be a little bit precarious because they have the advantage in Fenway Park. But I'd love to see that mano a mano, us versus the Red Sox. That's kind of my opinion about it. But as far as the rest of the season, all the rules, it's whatever to me. Let's just try a lot of things, but I think it's going to return back to normal. Hopefully, in the years to come with the new CBA, it changes to around 100 games. But let's talk more about Yankees, because what happened to Gary Sanchez is kind of a sad thing. We just need him to show up in the playoffs. Him and Giancarlo Stanton just need to show up in October or late September now. But you guys understand what I'm saying. These guys, we pay him. We're paying Giancarlo a lot of money. We're going to start paying Gary Sanchez a whole bunch of money, and it needs to be done in the playoffs. Basically, what's lost us playoff games has been postseason lack of hitting. It hasn't been pitching. Our pitching has been solid. Take a look at Paxton, Tanaka, even CC Sabathia have really stepped up for this team, and it's not really their fault. It's the hitting that, you can't win when you score 2 runs. You can't do that. That's, unless you're the Mets like they did today, you're not doing that. It's really hard. You can't expect your pitching to be that good on a consistent basis. It wasn't about the Astros hitting the garbage cans. It wasn't really about that. As far as the rest of the roster, I love Judge, but obviously the health, things like that, even though a lot of things aren't his fault with the, wrists in the hands. I just want guys to be playing. Gleyber Torres, I have high expectations this year. You can see my exact profile projections for him. Gio Urshela, I think those guys kind of take maybe a little bit of a step back this year. You can see that with my profile projections. I don't think they're going to be that great, but overall our fielding is amazing. I'm watching these guys and it's awe-inspiring. I know Derek Jeter wasn't the best shortstop. Why did I say second baseman? But the best defender. But this defense, they don't make mistakes. And it's really cool to watch. It's really fun to watch a good team that feels like it has the chemistry, that feels like it's fighting together to win. And I really like that. And that's basically all I have. I could start mentioning left, right field, Aaron Hicks, my expectations for him. But you can see that in my profile projections. I think that, we need more lefties in the lineup. We've kind of addressed that, sort of not. I'm kind of disappointed about how we adjusted that. We have the best bullpen. Whenever we play, we're going to have the best team, whether we're playing the Nationals, Braves, Mets, whatever, Red Sox, Blue Jays. We're going to have the best roster on the field. No matter who we start, we're going to have the best overall, everything like that. I just hope Gary Sanchez returns. I don't want to see kind of like the fading of Brett Gardner, but eventually I think you're going to have to start playing Frazier, maybe even Wade in the outfield, because Brett Gardner is going to do it. And you can have him as the 10th inning guy that comes in and steals bases and stuff and is smart on the base paths. But hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think the Yankees should be the favorites, or do you think the Astros are a little bit better than us at this point? No. What am I saying? No. We are the better team. There's a reason why I pay these guys a lot of money. But hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.